Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here with a project share. I have a couple of really fun Shabby Chic style hearts that I've filled with batting to make them puffy. And I really love how they turned out, so I do want to share them with you. I did create them for a swap that I'm in. And here is the first one that I made. Isn't it gorgeous? I had this lovely trim on the edge that I added, and that came from Kim's store, Angel Dreams Crafts Kim on Etsy. And I had this beautiful little heart trim that I also edged it with. And then on top of that, I also added some flat back pearls, and then kind of to center it off, I had this fun little applique that I added a cabochon, and again, I believe that comes from Kim's shop. And I added some eyelash trim underneath her just to kind of give her a nice little look. And then at the very top, I added 3 little ribbon roses from my stash. And that is kind of the first heart, and I will show you the back. In the back, you do, of course, see the fun little lace here, but then I also added this lace right here, and it's one piece that had the beading in the middle of it, and so I just glued down the edge and the beads, and then I let this piece hang at the sides, and that just kind of covered up where I had the hanging mechanism. And it was just a little bit different type of material that I had in my stash that I used on the back side of this heart, and the front side was satin. But I love how that one turned out. So that was my first one that I made. And then my second one that I made, again, I added some fun trim on the side for my stash. This time I added little pink beads, and the kind of the base layer, I started with some white cotton material, which you also see on the back side. And then I put some pink lace over it in the background because I wanted this one to have a little pink on it. And then I put a little heart applique down, which that one I do also think came from Kim's shop. And then I layered on a couple of applique pieces, and then also a dangle trim that I had, and I put a little heart cabochon, a little resin heart cabochon in the middle of that. And I love how that one also turned out with a little hint of pink on it. And then the back side is, I added another layer of this trim right here, this gathered trim, and then I put another piece of that dangle trim just so then when it hangs up, there's a little bit more from the front that you see. So I love that one. And then the third one that I made is very shabby. Lots of layers to this one. And this one, again, I started off with some base material. I used this material on the back, but I think the front was just cotton, again, some cotton material. And on top of that, I used a piece of some appliques that came off of a wedding dress. And I also added, I had this little beaded applique, but I also underneath it was just round, and so I did want to have something hanging from it, so I added some more beads to hang from it. On the front of it, I had an image that I had printed off, and she was gorgeous, but I did decide that she needed a frame around her, so I had this fun little frame, and I believe it was a different color, so I painted it with chalk paint, and to finish it off, I added the little tiny pearls to it, and I think that's just precious. And on the top, I added a fun little flower. Again, you can see on the edge, I added the beads. And then this one, I had a couple different layers of lace. So the first layer of lace is this beautiful pink lace. Again, on this one, I wanted a little hint of pink. And then I had this pretty piece of lace next. And then the other one I put on the back side and gathered it around on the back side. Just so then there was 3 layers of lace. So this one they all started off being the same size, but this one looks significantly bigger, and it has to do with the size of the lace that I added. And then I just wanted to show you guys what they started off looking like. Here is what the hearts all started looking off like I had taken 2 pieces of material. This one has satin on both sides, but this one I did choose to also put a piece of lace over it. Kind of like how this one would have looked. This pink one would have looked. And then I did sew it around him. You know, I stuffed it and sewed it in my sewing machine and also had a tie on it. And then from there I go back and use my hot glue gun or else Fabri-Tac glue. It just depended upon what the laces were. And I glued them down and decorated them. So again, they all started off looking like this little heart. And I just made my own little heart. I cut it out. And I've used this heart template that I've had for a long time. It's just a heart that I made that I liked the shape of it. And so I've just used that. But I just wanted to share them with you because I was super excited about how they turned out. And I'm going to be mailing them off soon. So I just wanted to share them. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. So thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.